So hi everyone. Let me turn on my camera so you can see me. Hi guys, Alessandro and Juan. Can you hear us?
Perfectly well.
Super. So we're gonna get started, and I do a brief intro, and then I will go here on site to intro himself, and then people online will follow. So let's do quick round. So hi there.
Hey, Luca.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Welcome. We're getting started right now, so you are perfectly on time. So welcome to the Structured Finance Hackathon 2026. My name is Luca. I'm one of the organizers. I'm here today with the team and participants of the hackathon, both on site and online. In the next couple of hours, we're gonna go deep on Goose, the open source runtime agent from the Linux Foundation. I'm here with Martin from Barcelona Code School. He's the instructor for today, so I'm gonna leave the floor to him to introduce himself, and then if we can do a quick round of intro, starting from my left, and we do a round, and then online, maybe we can start with Juan, Alessandro, and then Zaire, and then Alejandra, just in order of how you guys joined.
All right, hi guys. My name is Martin. I'm an instructor at Barcelona Code School, where we teach people who have no coding skills, no developer skills at all. We teach them how to become developers, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm Victor Castel. Nice to meet you all. I'm from Barcelona. Backend engineer since many years ago. I come from the Web3 world, but now working on running Qatar. Is our thing. That's it.
Welcome.
My name is Rick. I'm from the Netherlands, I live in Amsterdam, and I work for Hyperport, automated reporting process for structured finance deals. And my role is a data analyst, and I have interest in AI, so that's why I stay as well. And last year joined the Hackathon as well, together with OU. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent, a colleague of Rick and Olivier as well from Hyperport in Amsterdam. I'm also a business analyst, very interested in AI, but I'm new in terms of skills, so I'm glad to join.
Perfect.
Hello, my name is Italiano, and I have an agency of launches for B2B business.
Nice. Welcome.
So my name is Oliver. I am a colleague of Rick and Vincent in Hyperport. I'm responsible for cloud architecture and release management, and next to that, all the technical side of our AI initiatives. Now we're into internal applications based on that. Going further.
I am Mark. I'm currently studying at the UAB at Bellaterra. I'm from Costa Brava, though. I currently live in Cerdanyola because of the university, and I'm doing some side projects with AI and also B2B. And yeah, that's it, basically.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, Juan, you want to go next?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Martin. I'm from Argentina. Can you see me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We can hear you. We cannot see.
Yeah.
Now we can see you.
Perfect. My name is Juan Martin, I was saying, and I'm from Argentina. Now I'm between works. I'm always being attached to law, but I'm trying to gain AI literacy and see how we can apply it from a legal and finance standpoint. So happy to be here.
Welcome. Alessandro?
Hey, hi guys. I'm Alessandro. I've been working at JP Morgan for 4 years in the securitized products group. I work in product control, so I look after accounting and risk, and I have an expertise in structured finance.
Welcome, Alessandro.
Thank you.
Who's next? Uzair?
Yeah, I think it's me. Hi, my name is Uzair Akhil. I'm joining you from Karachi in Pakistan. And my background is as a structured finance thinker in emerging markets. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Very happy to join. This is my first hackathon. I'm actually building an AI native deal tech platform called Wafir. So some of this stuff hopefully will just plug right into my product. So
Fantastic. Fantastic. Welcome. Alejandra?
Thanks so much. Let me know if there's any issues. So this is Alejandra, and now I co-present and also my colleagues. We're in presenting from Madrid because there's been some issues today traveling. So
Oh no.
presenting remotely. No worries, no worries. Still, happy we can join remotely and learn and share what we've done today. So my background is in economics and impact investing, and I'm from Argentina originally. And today I'm joined by my colleague Ana, who's Brazilian and works in urban policy, and my colleague Victor, who's originally from Chile and who works as a front-end developer. Anything? Okay. So yes, great to be joining here. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Welcome. And then Oriol, you just joined. You want to present yourself?
Hello, I'm Uriol. I'm a solo team, and I will be here later. I'm trying to finish my demo.
Fantastic. You gonna joining us here on site?
No, I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay, super. So thank you guys. We are on time. That's great. So the agenda for today, for the next couple of hours. So we just went through the introductions. For 15 minutes, for 20 minutes, roughly, we will do an intro on Goose, the installation, the settings, the features. So if you haven't installed yet, you're gonna have the time, and Martin is gonna walk you through that. Then between 11:10 and 11:30, we will deep dive on Goose integrations. And this is really how to be a super user, basically. So yeah, for more like skilled developers and engineers, but we try to keep it, kind of horizontal so that everyone can follow. Then 11:30, we do a break, 15 minutes break, 10 minutes break, sorry. And then we move to the second part of the training, which is more focused on governance. Martin is going to show you some governance hooks that you have in Goose. And governance is super important when it comes to using Goose in an enterprise. And as a follow-up, I will show you a bit of a AI governance framework of FINOS, show you what it is and how it can complement Goose. And we're going to close training with some labs and go to action. So that's the agenda. Let's try to be on time. I think we can be on time. So let's see. But anyway, we are flexible. And guys, this is going to work only if you are very kind of active. So hopefully you're not going to go and I don't know, don't check your Facebook, don't go on LinkedIn, try to be focused, try to be with us, very present, ask questions. because that's the way it works. Otherwise, this type of work doesn't work. This type of workshop doesn't work. I'm gonna stop my screen, and now Martin can start.
Yes. Give me just a sec. All right, great. Let me switch on my camera as well. Perfect. We're all set. So I've prepared a small presentation, which I'll go over.
I can see your presentation here, but
yeah, not on the
they
screen.
don't see it.
Let me.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. All right. I got it. Okay. Yeah. So today we'll see how to install Goose, which is pretty straightforward. The developers have made it as easy as possible for us to install it. We'll see that Goose is very customizable, so we can connect to different models, which even local models, which we can run through Olama, or Goose can run directly the model on its own. Or we can connect to cloud models if we want higher capabilities, right? Since cloud models usually they are bigger and more capable, you might want that. In the financial world, obviously using cloud models is great, but this also opens a hole to actually sharing data with third parties, right? Which can be problematic in that industry. Okay, so who am I? My name is Martin. I'm an instructor at Barcelona Code School, where we take people from basically zero coding experience and we turn them into developers and they enter the market. A growing part of my work is AI agents, either using them, building them, or delegating tasks to them safely. And obviously effectively as well. That does matter as well. Goose is free and open source. My goal today will be to teach you how to use it. And so you can also teach it tasks from your workflow and run them without actually leaking company data and using it safely, right? So I'm going to go over a few basic concepts for the people who are not so technical. So why you might want to use AI at work? A big part of our office work is actually producing first versions of things, right? So, for example, first versions of emails, summaries, reports, comparisons. AI is very good at first versions. So we normally use AI as an assistant who has read pretty much everything. Nowadays, the big cloud models, they have really read everything, any text that you might have seen, probably the AI has seen it as well and has been trained over it. So these models, they are available usually at any time of the day, right? We can use them anytime we want to translate some documents, etc., or find something like a needle in a haystack, basically, right? We might want to find one specific number in a 100-page report or something like that, right? AI is great at that. Though some companies are trying to convince people that AI will replace workers, etc., I still think that your judgment is still valuable, especially in the financial industries. AI is, in my opinion, kind of far from really replacing people, right? The workers are still needed because we have our human judgment, we have stakes, right? In the company itself has stakes. AI don't really have stakes, right? Yeah, so AI just usually it's used to speed up everything before the actual judgment by a human, so it can like summarize things for us and give us maybe first drafts. Yeah, the real skill is asking well and reviewing carefully. So yeah, obviously for the non-technical people, I'll go quickly over what an AI model is. So an AI model is basically here we're talking about large language models specifically. They like you write a question to the model or some instruction, and all it does is it predicts the next word. So it's like a huge statistical machine. It just says, okay, statistically, that's the next word that is likely to it's likely to appear from my training data, right? And word by word, some coherent and complete text comes out from the model, right? That's all large language models do. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, like any of those models in the browser or pretty much in any app that you've used, they are exactly this, a large language model, instructed usually to act as a helpful assistant. Yeah, under the hood, these models, they do only one thing. Text goes in, text comes out, that's all. Right. Nowadays, there are different types of models besides large language models. There are models that generate images, like text to image, image to image, video models, audio models, etc. The principles under them are very similar. Right? Yeah, it predicts the next word statistically based on all the text that it has seen. So large language models without tools, they don't really look up things. So often when we work with some model, like they have like a cutoff date, right? They might have information up to January of 2026, right? This happened very often in the past. Nowadays, the big cloud models, they have access to the internet, like they have tools available to them that they can search up-to-date information. But the model itself, by default, it doesn't have that information. So sometimes the information might not be up-to-date. So from talking to doing, so what is an agentic belt or an agentic tool belt, right? So it's a combination of two things. It's a large language model, which takes in text and outputs text, plus a tool belt, which allows the model to perform some actions. It allows it to read your files, to run scripts, like to browse the web or see your apps, for example, right? It can act, it can check things, and it continues recursively usually until it actually performs the task that you want it to complete. Yeah, so a model can only talk. To do some real work, the model needs tools. Yeah, so it can do some some actions. Yeah, so the belt itself is a set of tools we hand to the model. So basically we tell the model, okay, here are the tools that you have available. You can use them in this way. Output me specific text. And based on that text, I know that I want you to use that tool, right? Agentic AI is usually we refer to a model trained to use the belt, and the belt obviously attached to that model. Nowadays, most of the models, they are post-trained to use tools, so they can recursively continue using tools. Right? In the past, the models, they were just like one-off, right? You say something, it answers you, etc. But nowadays, the standard big models, they are agentic, so they can call tools and like more reliably than in the past, right? All right, so let's see the main tool of today, which is Goose. So Goose is an AI agent that lives on your computer, right? It's one app that has both pieces. Like it can run the AI model, or we can connect it to a cloud provider of your choice, and the agentic tool belt around it, right? So Goose is part of the Agentic AI Foundation. It's free and open source, and it works pretty much on any operating system. So you can install it on Windows, on Mac, on Linux. So next thing we'll do is we'll go over how to install Goose. Right. The installation of Goose is pretty straightforward. You can visit goose-docs.ai. From there, you can download the installer if you want to install the desktop app, which is like great because it has like a very user-friendly interface, and like you can we will go over the features as well in the app. You can also install it as a CLI tool. Yeah, so as I said, the Goose installation is pretty straightforward. The developers of Goose have also given us instructions on how to install it. So pretty much you just run an installer and you open Goose. That's all you are set. Like Goose by default will have access to files on your machine, and like you can already just configure the model that you want to use, and you can assign tasks to it.
So I am downloading the installation file right now.
Yeah. So I'll also share on the screen, or rather on the call, actually.
So guys, let us know when you are all done with the installation.
I've downloaded it, and I'm choosing like one of the free local providers.
Yeah, so here is the all right. So as we can see, we can
Goose wants to use your confidential information, storing Goose safe storage.
Yeah, so there will be a small setup. Let me just make sure that it's visible here on the screen. All right, perfect. So during the installation process, it will ask you, do you want to use a local model or a cloud model? So right now, NVIDIA has some free models that you could use. You can choose NVIDIA's provider if you like, from, or if you have your own subscriptions, etc. I suspect most of you might have some subscription to either OpenAI or Claude, which the developers of Goose give us a tip down here. Yeah, so Goose relies heavily on tool calling capabilities, and currently works best with Claude models, since they are great for that, for agentic AI. But obviously, it would work with any model. Some models might be more capable, some of them less capable. Like which model you choose also depend on the tasks that you want to perform, obviously.
So I am in Goose, but I haven't connected to any of them yet. How can I do that again?
Yeah, let me also share that on the screen.
Find settings, I guess, right?
Yes. Yeah, you go to settings. Oh, okay, you can share it right, just like that. Okay, I don't know if you can see in the call my Goose screen.
I can check. Yes, I can see. I don't know why you're not. Oh yeah, it's in the background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can just show my screen anyway, I guess.
I am on the same page, right? So once I'm here, what I have to do?
Yeah. So here you can select your models. You can select local inference if you want to run local models. You can like search models on Hugging Face, etc. There are like literally hundreds of models available, though usually the most straightforward way is to use a cloud model. So you can go to switch switch model.
Yeah.
You can select NVIDIA's providers if you want to try to use like some free models from that NVIDIA offers right now, or if you have some subscription. For example, I have configured it right now to connect to my GitHub Copilot. But let's assume that you want to connect to an NVIDIA.
I don't see that. I mean, mine is loading providers, so it's
Yeah,
okay
you can scroll to the bottom, use other provider, and you'll see all of the providers.
Yeah.
Right there is NVIDIA there. One of the providers is NVIDIA. Obviously, there are many providers.
So we have some credits for Open Router. Shall we use that now?
Yeah, sure. You can
So-
select Open Router.
Where is that? I don't find it.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
yeah,
We-
it's
we found it.
right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So
You can use for free Nemotron on Open Router lately.
Yeah. Open Router also offers some free models. Yeah.
So- okay, good. So in case you guys want to use Open Router, if you go to this discussion, so if you go to, let me ping it here in the chat. If you go to this discussion, algorithmica -AI/discussion/20, you find Open Router credits. And maybe Martin, can you open that GitHub page so we can see?
Yeah, did you share it in the chat?
In the chat, yes.
Yeah.
Only access this configure on the screen.
Yeah, we can see it here in the call. I think you're still seeing the Goose screen. So give me just a sec to switch my screen to that.
You have experience with AWS Bedrock in
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's not working. That's the question. Takes like a few minutes. Just testing.
Okay, that's strange. Well, yeah, we can try to debug it after. Like, oh, yeah, something happened. Something came up.
Can we add? Discussion. And then you go to Hackathon resources. You scroll down a little bit. I think I'm creating my Open Router account. I'm a bit behind, guys. So I'm creating my account on Open Router to use their credits. I don't know where you are. Okay. So I'm using the promo code, which is or-structure-finance-2026. Redeemed, 10 euros have been added to my account. So now I have 10 euros. And I'm going to create my API key. I'm creating new API key. Name is Structure Finance Training.
We have to do these 4 steps and then we get the API.
Yes, so you have to go to number 2, go directly to number 2, and then you have to sign up and you have to enter your
the promo code.
Yeah. And then you have to create your API key. I copy my API key in the Goose. Submit. Nice. I'm in. I wait here. I'm in the open router. I can select different models through open router. So I wait here. We can select different models, maybe each of us, so that we can test different.
Yeah. During the demo later that we'll see, I'll show you like something that, like, obviously models, they're non-deterministic. So like hopefully the demo will work properly. But yeah, I have set it up to showcase something interesting of using like different models, right? Like how Claude might perform, and like DeepSeek, which is a bit less capable and less aligned, right?
Have you guys managed to set up?
Yeah, I'm logging in.
Okay, so let's I give you 5 minutes. I'll be back. I'm going to the restaurant.
Yeah, for anybody online, if you're stuck on any step or you need any help with setting up, just let us know. You can just unmute yourself or write in the chat. It's up to you.
No worries.
And then next matter final ways we're doing that to show the cloud utility.
Yeah, in any case, generally speaking, open router is great because you can really try different models. You can connect to different providers, see the capabilities of different models, and they often run promotions, right? Just like this one with the promo code, or often they have promotions without promo code, where like they just offer some access to some models for free.
Yep. Yeah. I'm really tempted to try the local insurance.
Obviously, the local models, if you don't have like a beast of a machine, you know, they are not going to be like so capable. Yeah, a bit slower and not as capable. Right now, yeah, like
just to try it and compare.
Yeah,
I
of
have
course.
An installation with a remote model and another, the CLI
Mhm.
remote model and the step with.
Yeah, the latest Gemma models, they're pretty okay for tool calling and general reasoning. They're not bad. They're not bad for simple tasks. Obviously, if you do like heavy tasks like coding, right, Gemma might not be enough for you, right? It's gonna be able to like code those.
Best for local.
Yeah, Gemma, if you do coding, Quen is quite good as well. Quen model. Yeah.
Gemma or 6 billion running. It's working pretty fast.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It will depend on your device. Yeah. If your device has more memory, it's gonna run fast, yeah.
Yeah, I got 64 gigs M1 Pro.
Okay, yeah.
64 gigs of unified memory. So enough for 30 billion parameter model.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So are people online done with the setup? Yeah, audio, yes, great.
Great.
And Alejandra, yes,
Yeah,
cool.
perfect.
So maybe I can just share my screen quickly and share what I've done, just so that maybe we can all have our own flavor.
Okay, I'll stop sharing.
Thank you. So what I've done is, first I went here to Goose, right? And I downloaded the application. Then I redeemed my credits. Here, I create an account in OpenRouter. I use the promo code. I got credits, and then I created an API key. Clicking here, new key. So once I click here on new key, I can give a name, and then I create, and that's my API key. And then what I've done is I copied the API key, which is this one, maybe?
Yeah, it's a bit truncated. It's not the full one, but yeah.
I copied that into my Goose instance, which I'm gonna share with you 1 second. Entire screen, which is this one. It's coming up. So here in my desktop, right, I have my Goose application. I have selected OpenRouter here. I clicked on Configure, and then once I click on Configure, I enter my API key, and now I can choose which model I want to use through OpenRouter. And maybe we can choose different models. Do we want to start? So which model are you using?
GPT 5.4 in my desktop.
So let me write GPT 5.4.
Because that's curious. I'm using my subscription, OpenAI subscription. GPT 5.5 was not available in the model list.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe they're not exposing it probably because of price. That's on the OpenAI side for sure. Yeah, they are not exposing that model for external use probably yet.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I use it in other agents too. Open.
Okay.
So I'm not sure why.
Martin, a quick question.
Yeah.
I have a Llama on my computer, and I set it up with Llama. Does it work properly with Llama, or?
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good that you have Llama so that we can try different models.
Yeah, it's great. We could try some local models as well.
One as Llama, which one?
3.2.
Good. Okay, Rick.
If you want to try to switch the model,
which one you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
OpenRouter.
Maybe it was like some subtopic or something.
You're selected. Or you're going to select?
It's the cloud one.
Claude?
Yeah.
Which one?
4.
Come again?
4.
Top 4. I see 4.8. I have to choose a model here, and I have all these options.
If you do change model.
Person.
Which one would you choose?
I haven't chosen yet because I want to hear what you guys chose, and then I choose.
Well, nothing deliberately. It's
almost Claude Sonnet for.
Perfect. Good. Claude Sonnet 4.6. You same.
It just says Claude Sonnet 4, but no.
4.
Okay, 4.
Okay.
Some alias for the latest version.
Okay. Sorry.
It's an alias for the latest version.
Maybe, yeah, good point.
Yeah, it's possible.
Remind me your name. It's
Minchev.
Yeah, because they retired 4, I think. Yeah.
So Sonnet 4.6 as well. Forgot your name. Galeano. What model did you choose?
Cloud.
How can connect now?
Which one?
In here.
Your Quen with your Quen account,
Yeah,
like you have a.
I have the Quen installed in here, the model.
Do you have maybe Olama?
Yes. 4.6, but
Yeah, so you can choose connect to
our AWS platform.
Go to local providers.
The AWS platform configuration is not working.
So
No, go to provider.
okay,
Sorry.
I'll give you some minutes. Mark,
I'm still
Mark?
setting
up.
I will use Quen.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, just close that.
Close.
Yeah.
Good.
And, yeah, you can select from here Olama.
Okay, thank you.
So what model do you recommend if we do not have a preferred one or a subscription and need to choose from scratch? Question from Alejandro.
Yeah, so I would side with the Goose developers that Sonnet, my preferred models are Sonnet models, right? Claude models like Claude Opus. Claude yesterday came out with a new model as well, which just yesterday fresh new model. So it's yet to be seen how it performs and stuff. So yeah, but in any case, Opus 4.8 is my model of choice. Yeah, the latest. Depends on the task, of course. Often I use Claude Sonnet, like if I'm not doing like very heavy coding or things like that, right? For summarizing documents, obviously I would not go for Opus because there is the downsides of like having much higher prices, and it's bad for environment as well, right? You are invoking a lot of compute to perform very simple tasks that smaller models will be able to perform.
And Alejandra and the rest of the people online, can you tell us which model you chose? Or you can type in the chat, whatever you prefer.
Oh, sorry. Can I switch my model to GPT 5.5?
I think you can. So you don't want when?
No,
GPT 5.4?
No, 5.5.
Good.
Codex.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, Alejandra, just to your second question about the subscriptions,
So
I have a Claude subscription, Claude Pro.
4.8. Alejandra is also Opus 4.8.
If I have a Cloud subscription,
Oriol,
can I use it? But
who's there?
Or it's through the API.
Goose allows it, but Anthropic might not allow it, right? It's on their terms of service that you are not allowed to connect external services. Goose allows it, but obviously it's on us if we connect to it and Claude decide to ban our account, right? With other providers, like you can use it through GitHub Copilot if you have subscription. Yeah, you can use it through there.
Anthropic changed their rules, let's say, terms of services when everybody started to use open cloud with a regular cloud membership.
Yeah. They like you are not supposed. Yeah, basically, Claude forbid connecting external agentic toolbelts to their models, mainly because they want people to use their Claude Code agent, right? It's their own product, and Claude works great with that toolbelt, right? They've trained the model specifically to use their toolbelt, so it's great for some tasks. Obviously, like Claude Code allows very limited customization and things like that. So, and it's not open source, so we cannot really tinker with it. Beside the leaking that happened some time ago, right? So some people might have observed the code.
Okay, so Oriol, you're going with Quen? Just use Quen. Just use Quen so that we have someone using Quen in the training, if you can. And Alessandro and Uzair, any news on what you're using?
I can use Quen.
Yeah, I can use Quen.
Yeah, you should be able to just click on the model.
No, okay, fantastic. That's you guys go with Quen.
This is the provider, and then under is like the model itself.
I'm going to go with IBM Granite.
Yeah, you can choose other providers if you want to see all of them.
People like it in corporate.
Yeah, you can click on the tab.
So I think we
and at the bottom there is other providers.
Good. I am with Granite.
And sorry, on the thinking effort, on the drop-down list? Like, which one should we choose?
Yeah, choose whatever you prefer. We are trying to use all of them so that we have a kind of understanding of which one works best. So we have as of now, just for FYI, we have GPT 5.5, we have Llama 3.2, we have Claude Sonnet 4.6, we have Claude 3, we have Opus 4.8, and we have Quen. So people have chosen those. So don't choose those. Choose something else, so that we have a bit of a mix. Sandro, I hope I was clear, but feel free to ask me any question.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, but I meant on the, like, should we choose like no extended thinking, minimal thinking, moderate, deep reasoning? Like we choose whatever we want.
It's like per task, right? Sometimes you want to set like higher reasoning for more difficult tasks. For now, you can, yeah, for this demo, you can just select any of them, really. You can select no thinking even, just to have faster inference, you know.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
No worries.
Good. So we are 7 minutes late. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's go with the. So we have done the intro to Goose and the installation. Now let's go with the features, right?
Yeah. All right. So let me share my screen in the call once more. I'll share directly my Goose screen. Should be coming up. Oh, okay. All right. So let's go back to the home screen. So this is the Goose interface. Like this is what you'll be met with. Basically a chat box, which for some people might be a little intimidating, right? You just have a chat box and many people are opening Goose and they're like, okay, what do I do now, right? What do I ask it? What do I do with it, etc. So first thing you want to do is what we just did, set up your model, select your model, etc. and select a directory. So this, in a sense, sandboxes Goose to have access only to the files in that folder, right? You want not to give it access usually to absolutely everything on your computer. Like this, it could be shared with cloud providers, etc. You want to have like some folder where you keep your files that you want to share with the model.
So we can create a new directory?
Yeah,
now?
You can create a new directory anywhere you like. Mine is on the desktop. It's up to you where you want to create it, and then select it from here.
Okay, let me create a new directory on the desktop. Goose training. And then I'm going to point my Goose to the Goose training directory. Can it be also an open? It can be also an empty directory. Right?
Yeah, of course it can be empty. Goose will try to read it. Since there is no file, it will just return nothing to Goose, and Goose will know that it's empty. Then it will be able to create files there, manage them, etc.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So one cool thing about Goose is that here you can see your input and output tokens plus the price based on the provider. So like you can manage your usage directly from the chat window, which the proprietary AIs like Claude or OpenAI Codex, they don't allow us to see as easily our usage, how much the agent has used. The next thing here is the auto compact feature. So once we start chatting with the bot, this button will become available, compact now. And there is an auto compaction, which happens at about 80% of the conversation. So once you start reaching the the maximum context window. It will auto compact the conversation, so you can continue chatting with the model. 80% is the default one. I would usually recommend a bit lower.
And can we before compacting?
Yeah, of course. Yep. Yeah.
So we should change to what? 70?
Yeah, you can do about 60, 70. Yeah. Just because it increases the accuracy of the models. At 80%, the models already cannot read some of the data in that super long prompt, right? It starts to become a bit less accurate. Okay, the next thing after that, beside the compactions, are the extensions, right? So we'll see that from the tab on the side, so I'll not expand it from here. Well, I'll expand it just to show you quickly. So you can quickly activate or deactivate your extensions from here, or basically the tools that the model is allowed to use. So this is quite important, like especially for financial people, right? People who use it in finance, because when we'll see in the demo what might happen, the model might reach for a tool that you don't want it really to run. So often, like for development and personal tasks, like you can activate extensions and you can increase the capabilities of the model. For if you are dealing with customer data or like some restricted information, it's best to deactivate as many of them as possible.
Okay.
Right, so now we are doing some demo tasks, so I'll leave some of them opened. Then from here you can just attach a file if you want to just share some file with the model. Some models, they have vision capabilities, so you can share images or text files, etc. And yeah, obviously you can just chat with the model, right? Assign it tasks. All right, so here on the left side, this is the menu of features. So basically, we can go to the first one, which is recipes. So a recipe in Goose is basically a workflow that can be performed. Yep.
How many documents we can attach in the same time?
Yeah, let me see.
Notice one.
One at a time. One at a time.
One?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One at a time. Yeah. So as for the recipes, a recipe is like a repeatable workflow. So maybe you want the model to perform some action like every day for you, right? Maybe pull from the internet some information about a company, do a summary. You repeat that action every day. You can create a recipe for it, so you don't just stay there and prompt the model, okay, do this and etc. Right? Just keep reprompting it. You can create your recipe. You have to just click here, create recipe. We'll not really create now. I'll just show you how it works. So you can give it a title. This will be what you see before you run it. A description for that task. And here you can write your instructions. So as for the instructions, usually I will write something like step 1, perform that, right? Then step 2, once you have the results, if everything was okay, perform step 2, and then I'll give it the step 2, right? For example, open my browser, navigate to that website, pull that information and summarize it in a document, which at the end, in the final step, you will save on my desktop in a specific folder, for example. Right? This could be an instruction, step-by-step, clear instructions for the model. Obviously, the big cloud models like Claude or ChatGPT, etc., they will create their own task list. So with them, you can be less explicit. You can just say, okay, I want a financial report for that company, and they will just create their own step-by-step instructions, and they will perform the task or attempt to perform it. With the smaller models, it's worth to create them step-by-step just to make sure that everything goes right and the task is performed end-to-end.
Right.
All right.
So there are some sensibilities around which model I'm using,
yes,
how to build the right recipe.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Another way to build the instructions is through meta prompting. So you can use a capable model like Claude or ChatGPT to actually create instructions for the less capable model. So to create a plan step by step how to perform the task, then you just copy and paste it for the less capable model, and then you can still perform your tasks with a cheaper model that is better for the environment, and like it's also able to perform the task in any case. So yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's a recipe. Obviously, there are some advanced settings. You can go through them. Like you can adjust like parameters and etc. There are like just additional things that you can tinker with the task. You can select which specific model will run that task, which extensions the model will be allowed to use while it's running that task, etc. So that's also really nice that you can select for that specific task, the model can use these extensions. And for another task, you might want to allow it different extensions, etc. We still didn't show what are extensions, so we'll see that in a moment. All right. Another thing is that you can create, you can import recipes. So if you already have like some recipes, maybe a colleague of yours created some recipe that works great for them, you want to have it, they can just share it with you. A recipe is basically just a URL or a file which you can share with somebody, and they can perform the same workflow with the same settings as them. So that's great. There is a community of people who actually share recipes, and I would encourage you to participate as well.
Right. So where is the community?
Yeah, you can see it at the Goose website. Yeah,
website.
Yeah. They have already pre-created some recipes there. All right, next thing is skills. All right, skills. Obviously, we can do Control F to search skills. Yeah, we can see the instructions here. Skills, they're basically a custom prompt, right? For example, a designer skill will give to the model instructions on how to design a website or a document better, for example, right? Right now, yeah, I don't find any skills, but
yeah, me either.
You can install them from here.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah, I just see
like it's for the list you already have.
Yeah.
So we have to install first the skills.
Well, we'll get back to that maybe at a later time. Let's see the scheduler. Scheduler is a really nice feature.
I have apps in between skills and scheduler.
Me too.
Yep. I'm using the latest version, maybe.
Maybe it's for
apps.
Goose clock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is some. Yeah, maybe some new feature. Maybe I'm on a slightly older version. Yeah, maybe it was just introduced. I'm not. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Yeah, from what I see, it's basically Goose can create its own apps. Yeah, and then you could run them.
Application from your MSP servers and apps built by Goose. Yeah.
Do you have extensions?
Okay, you can create apps with chat interface.
Okay, maybe they don't show up. Maybe my Goose just doesn't have any apps yet, so that's why maybe they don't show up. Yes, I know it's possible.
So I am running Goose 1.37.0.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something you need to enable, or
yeah, maybe the developers maybe just added like this one app, and then it shows up in the menu on the side. Maybe mine just doesn't have any apps, so it's kind of hidden by default, you know. And my Goose just didn't create any apps for itself yet, so it's not connected to any any of them. Well,
scheduler.
yeah, the scheduler basically allows you to run a recipe on a schedule, right? Maybe you want something to happen every single day at 9 a.m. Like you go grab a coffee, you come back to your machine, the task was scheduled, it ran the task, you already have a report on your desktop or some action performed, your email was summarized, like anything you can think of, you can schedule it and create a recipe for it so the model can run that workflow for you. Right, to create a schedule, you just click the plus button, create schedule. You can give it a name. You can browse YAML files. Browse YAML files basically is okay. You'll have to point it at a recipe that you want it to run. Right now, I don't have any recipe, so it will just show me nothing. But yeah, if you have some recipes that are shared with you, you can also like do it from a link, etc. And then when you want it to perform the action, right? Every minute, every hour, daily, weekly, etc. Quarterly. Right, and you just schedule it as you prefer, and it will run. One limitation of pretty much any app that has a scheduler is that your laptop will have to be opened, right? Your device will have to be running to run that automation. Your device will have to be running, right? Yeah, that's one limitation for pretty much any agent. Yeah, some other agents also, they have like scheduling features and yeah.
Activate caffeine, or I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, there are ways to keep your laptop awake or to start auto boot at a specific time. But yeah, I will not go over those at this time. We'll assume that, okay, you want something during your work hours, maybe, right? All right, the next thing is extensions. So the extensions are basically the tools that we allow the agent to use. So there are some of them already pre-configured and activated for you. Again, extensions might open holes if you're working with sensitive data, right? For example, anything that allows access to the internet for your agent, like a browser extension or something like that, might open like the possibility of prompt injection, right? Somebody might have some harmful instructions on their website or somewhere, right? Which your agent will read and then attempt to perform that action on your machine. So yeah, if you're working with sensitive data, you have to really think which extensions you've activated. We'll see that also in the demo.
So, for example, if you can scroll down, when I see available extensions, let me see what.
Yeah,
Auto Visualizer. Is this a specific app that I have in my own computer, or?
Yeah, so let's go to browse extensions. It will make more sense from there. If we go to browse extensions,
browse extension, what is that? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically any tool that the model can use. The only built-in tool, I believe, in Goose is that it's allowed to read your files, the files on your device, if you didn't deactivate that from settings, and can create and remove files, right? Everything else is an extension. So for example, the extension manager allows it to activate or deactivate extensions. Yeah, I don't know why that's showing on the screen. Give me just a sec. Well, I don't know if on the call you can see the built-in extensions or you see Goose.
I still see Goose.
All right, let me switch it. Okay. Yeah, now you should be able to see it. All right, yeah, so you can see the extensions. Extensions is exactly that. It's instructions for the model about a tool that it can use. So basically it tells to the model, okay, to use an auto visualizer, I want you to output me a specific text, right? And then that extension itself will detect that text and perform the action on your device, right? Maybe audio auto visualizer or memory, for example, built-in memory system for persistent context and information storage. It could be useful. There are many extensions like developer extensions if you're going to develop software. And then there are community extensions, for example, which tell to the model how to work with Blender, right? If you are doing 3D modeling and animations, like you can install the Blender extension and it will teach the model how to use Blender.
Gotcha. I'm going to install Asana just for the sake of trying. So I'm going to download Asana now.
Task automation.
Why don't we each one of us download one extension? Do you like this idea, guys? Okay.
Yeah, in my Goose app, I created a custom extension, which I will use for the demo. So I already have one installed. Yeah, obviously you can also contribute, since those are community extensions. You can create like extensions for Goose and share them with the community.
I'm obviously adding Katara 1, the MCP server, but I see that there's no option to authenticate with OAuth 2 extensions. So I will need to use a data token directly in the headers.
Yeah.
Same here. I mean, I have to add an access token for Asana.
Okay. One thing is that since obviously Goose is open source, we can contribute directly in the GitHub repo, open a PR. And also we'll see that in the settings in a moment, you can basically from the settings request a feature, right? If you see something missing, something that you would like the app to have, we can actually request that, right? Give feedback or request a feature.
How can I get my API key from Asana? I mean, that's a big, this is.
Yeah, it's a task of its own.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
Developers.asana.
Yeah. So 1 second.
And then you create an app in there your
developer console. Yeah. Create new app.
It's to build an application that analyzes full Asana workspaces.
Yeah.
It's welcome.
Okay. New token.
New token.
So Goose, agree, create token. So easy. Copy and
Paste.
Add extension. Okay, cool. Looks like I am able to. Let me see if I can read my Asana now.
Yeah, to test an extension, you can activate it and go to the chat and just ask the tool to use it.
Yeah, it's activated now. Yes, and I go to the chat and say read my Asana tasks for today.
Yeah, once you send the message to Goose, in the top right corner, you will see like a pop-up, which of the tools were connected successfully. If some of them fail to connect, it will show up there. You'll see something like 6 out of 6 tools are connected. Yeah, I'll switch my screen back to Goose. We might be going very much in detail. I don't know how we're with the time. Yeah.
Skip the break.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, of course.
So in connecting these tools, and given your comments just now about how in sensitive applications maybe you should disable as many tools as you can, what work is being done on governance, authentication, controls around tools, particularly now with thousands and thousands of MCP servers coming up everywhere. You never know who's making them, what's inside them. People just kind of click and use whatever's available. So are there open standards evolving around this?
Yes, yeah, obviously, if you install any of the community extensions, you are, in any case, opening yourself for a prompt injection, right? As we said, also, if you are working with any extension, pretty much, obviously the official extensions, the built-in extensions, like by default should be fine. There should be no harmful code in them. Any of the community extensions potentially could hold some harmful code, right? Since
Martin, you have Asana on screen. Asana is the one that just leaked like a whole bunch of customer data because of this, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as I mentioned, you have to really think of which extensions you want to use, and we'll do a second part, basically a demo that I'll do a bit later, where we'll explore something really cool of Goose, which is hooks. Basically, we can set up the agent, we can block things that we don't want it to do, right? We can intercept before even the action happens. We can intercept it and block it. We cannot disallow the agent, for example, to read file system or perform some actions. Let me switch back to my Goose screen. Right, share Goose. Yeah, another thing related to your question is, if we go to settings, right, they have a few settings related to prompt injection specifically, right? You can activate those, and they're going to protect you to a certain degree from a prompt injection as well, right? If some of the extensions might have some harmful code, if you are worried specifically about that, you can set that to the maximum strict, right? In most cases, that should prevent a prompt injection, and that will also depend obviously on the model, right? If you're using very capable models like Claude or ChatGPT, by default, they are aligned very well, so they will refuse to perform an action that is unsafe, right? With some smaller or older models, they might be not as well aligned, so they might actually attempt to perform some action that could be harmful.
A very quick question, maybe others have this too. So when you try to install an extension, I need to fill something in here. Is that the same API we used before?
No. You take from Asana. Yeah, you can ask him, because he just did it. Yeah.
The URL.
Okay. Which one is the first bit or the second bit?
You'll have to grab an API key from, I believe, developers Asana website.
Sure.
Yeah, but he will help you with that, yeah, because as I say, he just did it.
I expect that they're using OAuth. There's old-fashioned
Yeah. So far, the tool is still in development. Like as you can see, they're adding features. Like I just installed like a fresh version of Goose like a few days ago, and like you just installed it, and there is a new feature like the apps that you saw there. So yeah, they are constantly adding features, and it's being developed. Yep, and upgraded.
No, it doesn't find the workspace ID.
Maybe a second one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It actually supports OAuth too, but it's the first time you use the extension, it opens the authentication workflow.
Okay, so it does support it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's stuck in the.
Maybe we could add that as a kind of a request a feature, kind of just to show up as on the first time, you know. open it up, yeah, because otherwise it's just a bit of kind of backward, you know. Oh, okay.
Okay, so some tools do it like that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not specified, so you don't know the user.
All right, so I'll continue presenting Goose. If you're setting up some extensions, you can set them up right now while I'm presenting the settings, or after the presentation, totally up to you, right? You can activate more, you can browse all of them. So if we go to the settings tab, right, we can obviously switch our model. So we can switch models, switch providers. They'll be the same like when we initially configured it. So we can literally switch between providers, and switch models. Right. So I'm connected to my GitHub Copilot subscription, and I'm using Sonnet 4.6 with high reasoning effort. Right. Back to Goose. Then the second tab, it's local inference if you prefer to run a local model. Obviously, local models are not as strong as the cloud models as we were speaking, especially small models. They are not very tool capable. Right? They are able to call maybe some basic tools, but sometimes they might encounter issues or like they might not be able to perform the task reliably, right? If you don't have some powerful machine to run a little bit bigger model. Next thing is Mesh. Mesh is a very experimental feature. So it was added some time ago. So it allows us to pool GPUs for basically decentralized LLM inference. So this could be used maybe at a company where there are devices. We could pool those devices so we are able to run bigger models, right, on the work computers and keep everything local, right? So you could maybe select for you. So it's a cool feature, still very experimental. You could try to connect. There are also public meshes, I believe, right? Like sometimes if you try to activate it, you might see some available public meshes. Right now we'll not do it since it's very experimental. You can try it on your own Goose. Okay, so very important tab is the chat tab. So here we can adjust the mode. So do we want the model to autonomously perform tasks without actually asking for our confirmation? It's just gonna go off and perform any task that it deems as necessary, right? We have manual mode or an intelligent mode, which will allow the model to perform some actions and will ask for approval on other actions. The smart mode, usually if it attempts to delete some files from your device, or it tries to actually read some files, it will actually ask for your approval, right? Or you can go full manual, right? Before calling any tools, it will ask you for approval. You just have to be there to just click approve, read what it wants to do, click approve, etc. Usually that's my preferred mode. I do agentic coding, so I like to stay in control of what the agent is doing. So manual mode is really handy because otherwise the model might go off and like edit 20 files like simultaneously, on pretty much simultaneously, and then I have like a lots of work to actually go and check each of the files individually. So my preferred mode is manual. I like to read through what the model wants to perform, and also obviously for safety, sometimes I might catch some bugs or something that I don't like how the model would perform it. Then I can deny that action and correct the model. I can say it before it's even performed that action. I can align it and say it, okay, I want it done this way, not that way which you try to perform it. And the last mode is chat only. If you just care to ask a quick question or something, you can do it in chat mode. Like this, you're safe. It will not call any tools. So Goose supports .goose hints files, which are basically additional context for Goose. Lately, many people talk about using AI like for marketing and things like that, about giving AI your own voice for creating content, right? You can do all of that in the Goose hints per project. You can say, okay, here we're going to create LinkedIn posts. Here is how I create my LinkedIn posts and how I write them. I write direct, etc. You can attach some examples of your own written text, and then it can produce first versions, which then after that you can edit or use on their own, totally up to you. Voice dictation provider, if you want your model to actually talk to you, right, you can select a text-to-speech model, and instead of reading what the model said, it can actually output audio for you. Maybe if you're like further away from your laptop, you want to, like when the agent completes some task, you want it to give it like a summary, and maybe you have a headphones or something, so you can hear, okay, the agent successfully did that, etc. Your agent can actually tell you that it was completed.
Cool.
Yeah, the response styles, spell checking, it's enabled by default. Yeah, the big models, like even if you have some spelling mistakes, they'll usually be fine. They can infer what you mean, even if you have like a small typo or something. The response styles, it's by default, I believe it's set to concise. Some models, they might be quite verbose in their responses, so you might want to trim that a little bit to save yourself a bit of like mental energy of going through a novel on every response. Yeah, and then there is a prompt injection detection. So here you can adjust basically the value. The value goes from 0.01 for like if you don't care at all about it, or to 1 for most strict. Right? If you set it to 1, sometimes it might catch some requests, some non-harmful requests. It might flag them as a prompt injection. But in my opinion, 0.88 is quite good, which is the default. So it doesn't block much of your actual requests, and it will catch like some prompt injections. Enable command injection ML detection. So this refers to if detecting if the model wants to use some harmful shell commands, like removing like a whole set of files or submitting to an external server from a shell, like your data or something, like your API keys or some client data, etc. So you can activate it while working with sensitive data. I don't have it activated just because on my laptop I don't have anything sensitive. If it was my work laptop, I would totally activate it. Yeah.
And I'll stay for.
Yeah. Machine learning, yeah, should be. Here it might refer to something different though. Malicious PowerShell might refer to that, or it might be machine learning. Yeah, machine learning.
Lightweight and then more.
It's a machine learning model to detect the prompt injection.
Yeah, most likely machine learning. Yeah.
Should we do a break of 5 minutes?
Yeah, let's do a break. Then we'll go over the rest of the settings. We have more things on our agenda.
Fantastic. Good. So 5 minutes, we're back.
Sorry.
Yep.
Did you try Figma? Hi.
Just a little bit, you know. Yeah. Last night, I was still preparing the demo a little bit, so I didn't have much time and millions.
I was also trying it, but it's switch up always to Opus because it said like.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I read on Reddit also that many people say that could happen.
Yeah.
For me, I tried it in the chat, so I didn't actually try it in Cloud Code or something like that. So for me, it didn't like switch at all. I just tried to run some queries that I've run with Opus to just see like maybe some differences. Mhm.
And what do you think?
I think it's more capable, especially with working with memory. Like, yeah, that's what I noticed, that because Anthropic, yeah, Cloud generally builds like the user's memory kind of in their own like database internally. So I see that this new model is able to access them and manage them better, which is great. It should be able to perform like longer tasks and things like that. Yeah. Intelligence-wise, I cannot comment on that. I haven't really tried it much for coding or something like that.
That's cool.
I was very surprised. Normally with cloud models, there are like some leaks and things like that before previous models, and this one was like got me totally off guard.
Yesterday was like what an update.
Mhm.
Then failed.
Yeah. One thing is that I hear that they are gonna kind of give us like basically a trial with our subscriptions, and then they're gonna move it to just paid tier, you know. Which hopefully they don't. It would be a shame, you know, because already in any case the price is already double of Opus, so might as well use it with subscriptions.
It's better to use cloud through API or through subscription. What do you think?
Like if I'm building a product, like a website that will have some AI features, I will have to go for API. Yeah. But it's much more expensive than the subscription, because subscriptions, they are subsidized. Like eventually those subsidies should stop. So I'm a bit like worried about what will happen then. Right? The models might become like skyrocket in price. Yeah. Because right now I believe that they're subsidized at basically 10-to-1 ratio. Yeah, so in theory they should be about 10 times more expensive than what we pay now. But yeah, I mean, I guess after a while it will not matter, because even already Opus 4.8 or this Fable model, they're very capable, so they will become a bit cheaper. And
only the top model.
And I like in the past, the models, they were like not so capable, but these models pretty much can complete almost any task already. So when they become cheaper, I think.
And to delete and rename chats, can we?
Yep, from session history. Yeah, you can go to session history.
Okay.
Which is another thing that I would flag in the settings for the developers, maybe to work on that, you know, as a request a feature.
With the right click.
Yeah, either right click or at least like to appear some like delete.
And also in directory, in here, can we select the default forever, or we always have to?
I believe once you select one, it will be like the default one for new chats. Yeah, at least for me, it's like that. Like I set it up for my desktop folder, and when I create new chats, it's always switching to that one for me.
Well,
they didn't,
it's because I think my web maybe with GPT.
Did you actually write something with the model?
Yeah. Wait. So I select. I don't know, it doesn't work now. I don't know why. Like I click a new chat. It's all good, I think. The directory. Hello.
Give it a moment, maybe.
Okay. Maybe restarting.
Yeah, you could try to do that as well. Yeah. Okay. No,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And yes, now it's remembered. It says that. Directory.
Okay. Good. There are so many features that I could go until the end of the session only on the features. I'll try to show the rest a bit faster.
And it would be also cool if we could archive.
Archive, yeah. Well, one cool thing is that you can actually export the sessions, or share them. You could, for example, I could create a encrypted link, share it with you, and that would import my chat to your
and continue.
Continue from there. Yeah, or like in a company, kind of that matters because you might want to share with the IT that something happened, My Goose just did something. Yeah. Or like some companies might start to have people who actually create recipes or like automations. So if you perform some task, you can share that chat with the person who creates the recipes, and they can say, okay, here's the workflow step by step,
Yeah.
But again, nowadays the more capable models, they can do it on their own, You can just in the chat say, okay, give me a step by step instructions of what we did in that session. Yeah.
Sorry, what's this? Because when I installed it, it auto-detected something like this chat here. This I didn't do nothing. And I don't know what's this.
Did you, when we were at the recipes, did you try to create a recipe?
I didn't use the desktop app, but just click like there.
Okay, yeah, probably from there. They also appear here as well. Yeah, because they're shared in the same directory.
Did you see the file? The favorite file?
No. It's what I like. It's language.
Yeah, the latest model, the ethos, but secure, safe. That's nice. It's like people are showing off like one shot, full games. Wow.
Yeah. I tried it out a little bit last night.
Yeah.
It just came out. Yeah, I really haven't tried it for coding and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, people like one shotting, for example, with the plans for a ground, yeah, full buildings with full complex of things.
Yeah, I hear that the more complex task you give it, actually, the bigger the gap between opposite. Yeah, because it just keeps going. Yeah. Make me $1 million company.
It's that guy that screams at me. Hey, how are you? Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
But like I saw exactly the same thing on X, like from last night, that the people were one shouting like Minecraft almost. It's like that. Like,
yeah,
wow.
Because it's much better. Also, I noticed just from chatting with it, like memories, right? So it should be able to run for a lot longer, I suppose, right? So it should be able to perform much bigger tasks more reliably. Yeah.
It's getting crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Put $10 million.
Yeah, double the price.
Double the price of focus.
Well, top economics is going to be, one of the main future topics. By the way, I got stuck with my Asana. I couldn't get the right workspace ID, but I will figure it out. It's fine. We have about 20 minutes to go, so and then we're gonna have lunch downstairs. So, I know that you want to talk about hooks.
Yeah. I'll just finish up very quickly. I'll wrap this up the settings, and then we'll move on to hooks. I'll show you just a few basic hooks, and I'll do a demo. And pretty much, I think that will be the 20 minutes that we have left. So, yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. Yeah. All right. So if we go to the sessions tab, one really nice feature of Goose is that we can share sessions. So you can share them with IT. If something unsafe happened, you can say, okay, here is the chat, here's what happened, figure it out, please for me, etc. Or you just want to share a cool session with somebody.
How that works? It opens a local server.
You can actually go to any conversation. In the session history, you can click on share encrypted Nostr. It uses some. Okay, it doesn't show up here. Yeah, when you hover, it shows NO. STR link. It's some server. Basically, it's just taking a moment to generate the.
Like a Nostr based.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, as far as I know, they are fully encrypted end to end, and it can only be decrypted with that link. Basically. Okay, you can also that's a preview feature, but you can control your Goose from your mobile device. So if you're away from the laptop, you can give it prompts from your mobile device. You can download the iOS app. So far, as far as I'm aware, it's only for iOS, not for Android yet. Or you could control it also through Telegram. You can create a Telegram bot through bot fodder. You create a new bot, follow the instructions, and then paste your API token which you created, like of the bot, and then like you should be able to prompt Goose through Telegram as well and communicate with it. Prompts, the prompt editing like tab. Here you can see like the pretty much all of the prompts that Goose uses internally to instruct the model, like its system prompt for compaction, like summoning subagents, how to create a recipe, and pretty much any of the prompts. So you can go to, let's just go to the system prompt. We can see the prompt, we can edit it. You could obviously try to customize it for your own needs. Maybe you wanted to, I don't know, to perform like a, to talk like a pirate, for example, right?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, yeah. Or talk like a caveman, right? You can add that here, right? So you can play with the system prompt and with any of the other prompts, which is great. Most of the proprietary ones, they don't at all tell us what are the system prompts.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Keyboard shortcuts. I will not go over the keyboard shortcuts too much. You can just see them on your own. Some of them are quite standard. And app, here you can adjust like the app settings, like the appearance, like the theme, like it can follow your assistance theme. Privacy, you can activate it or deactivate it. So Goose allows normally by default to help improve Goose. It will anonymize your data and will share some data with Goose, right? Though Goose allows us to deactivate it if we choose to, which is also great, right? It might be activated by default, but it's great that we can at least switch it off. With most tools, we cannot switch it off at all. So yeah, they give us a choice for that. Yeah. And obviously, they give us also a help and feedback options, so we can report a bug if we encounter something like unusual happening. We can request a feature.
Is that pointing directly to GitHub?
To GitHub.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. If you click request a feature, it will point you to GitHub, so you can open a request for a feature there. You can describe exactly like what you would like to be built. Yeah. And then you can just update your Goose from the
Maybe we
bottom.
can create a feature later today together. Push it in the GitHub. So, I mean, they have 189 issues open, so at least it's not a priority for them.
I believe, yeah, they are going through. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, pretty much that's the settings of Goose. All right. So I'll switch my screen to, let's see, I could do it from the user interface first. So what I wanted to showcase is how to create hooks first. In the Goose documentation, let me just share that as well for the video for the people online. Then something else. Hooks. Let me find on my device hooks. All right. So we can either go to this in the block of Goose. There are hooks. I believe in their docs also we can find some instructions about how to create hooks, etc. But in any case, I really enjoyed reading that post in their blog. So I found it really helpful when I wanted to start creating hooks and understanding them. Well, though hooks, generally speaking, what they are and what they do, right? So let's assume that the model wants to read your system files, right? And it's an agent that has no business doing that, right? Maybe it was coerced to do it through prompt injection, or just the model decided on its own that, okay, that could be helpful for the task that you gave it, and it decides to read your system files, right? So we can attempt to instruct the model to not read the system files, but through prompt injection or like own decision of the model, it can still decide to perform it. And if we don't have some guardrails in place, the model will successfully read all your files and maybe submit them to somewhere where you don't really want to. And all kinds of harmful actions could be performed. So in Goose, how hooks work is basically when the model attempt to perform an action, we can intercept it before that action happened, after the action has happened, when the chat has complete, like when the action was fully completed, like a series of actions, etc. So, for example,
So it's a control.
Yeah, exactly. It's a controller. Yeah, basically a middleware. Yeah.
Middleware. Okay.
Yeah. So how Goose detects them is basically we can scope them per project, or we can also install them like in the root directory. So Goose expects to find them at .agents/plugins, name of a plugin, and then there we can install our hook, which is just a simple file. I don't know if it's very visible here. I could increase the size a little bit. Okay, so this is an example hook which post to use will match developer shell or developer text editor. So these are the tools that the model attempted to call. It called them, and then after that, it will run that specific script from plugin root. Scripts log.sh. Now the script that you define, it can be written in pretty much any language. It can be Node.js, Python, SH, whatnot, any language. And that script will be run, in this case, post to use. Maybe you want to write down in a report of each tool that the model calls and log them with specific, I don't know, hash, right?
So for example, can I say in that file, check if there is PII in the response?
Yes. Yeah. You will do that in the script itself.
Yeah.
Basically, Goose will populate what it's attempting to do and how it's attempting it to do. So then you can try to match maybe with regex, like the, for example, to detect if there is debit cards in the request that Goose tries to do, and then block that request before it was even performed. Right? This will be not a post to use, but this will be a pre-to use. Right? Before the tool was run, we can check and block it.
And the script can be what? Can be a Python.
Yeah, it can be anything. Yeah.
That identifies whether it's a credit card.
Yeah. And just in Goose, we say it exits with 2, so it just stops there. It blocks that request. Yeah, and returns some specific message to the AI agent, so the AI knows why it was blocked. Maybe you can attach which specific policy blocked it.
And can I visualize my hooks in my system architecture?
Like to visually edit them?
Yeah. Is there a way to show that I have those controls in place?
Right now, I believe not. We cannot really see them. Yeah, we install them and Goose detects them on its own. But yeah, I believe right now there is no support to actually display, okay, this is in place and this is in place, right?
So there is no way to download all my Goose application setting or architecture in one file, one big JSON file, so that I can say, if my boss asks me, show me your Goose settings. Yeah, no problem. I send you my JSON setting.
Yeah. Like all of those, basically, post to use scripts, etc. But yeah, then it will be just a folder with the files.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, you could send that, you could share that. Yeah, everything will be registered here. So you could have one post to use, another one is pre to use, which runs a separate script, etc. Then if you want to share it, you just copy that object, share it with somebody, and then if they want to see the scripts as well, you could share those.
Super.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, you could go through that. There are a few supported ones. Right, supported events are like we can intercept when the session starts, when the session ends. If we click stop the session, right, maybe we want to create some report that we stopped manually the agent for some reason. Right? Maybe we want something to be logged somewhere. We can run a script when the user prompt is submitted, pre-to-use, post-to-use, and post-to-use failure. Right? If a model fails to use a tool, we can also run a script at that time to maybe again write that down in a file that something went wrong, and then maybe it could be reviewed why it happened. We can also intercept before reading a file or after a file edit. Before reading a file could be kind of helpful if we want to not allow the agent to read any files on our system. Maybe we can intercept and stop it there and just write it to a file, a specific report that it happened at all. Maybe we want at all to block it. Or maybe we just want to write down like log of everything that happened, right? Then we can intercept each one of those, write them to a specific file, and we'll have a log of everything that the agent performed during the session.
Yeah, that's super important for regulated industries, right?
Yes.
You need to have logging, observability, all these things.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So a few things to try. Here are some examples. Maybe you want to run post-to-use failure. If a tool fails, maybe you want to run a script notify.sh, which maybe runs some audio file on your system. So it just do some specific audio to notify, okay, something went wrong, Or when the session ends, also it could just notify you, It's just a simple example. Yeah, I think we're okay with the time. Let's just go to my demo really quick to show just actually how a hook will show up once you have it installed. So I pre-installed a basic hook to my Goose. Let me share another screen. All right, so let me grab a prompt. Okay, so one of the last year's participants in the hackathon, they created CreditGoose, which I'll share the website. They have a GitHub repo where we encourage you to contribute, and because we can make it an agent that is fully compliant, right? We can put some guardrails in place following the governance framework. Yep. And we can make it fully compliant with the EU regulations, right? And make it generally safe to work. And yeah, let me just go to CreditGoose and share it to the screen. All right, so this is CreditGoose. They have it deployed online. CreditGoose basically does invoice analysis with AI and then gives you a decision on gives you a decision on like how risky might that invoice financing be. Right. They have like a dashboard, etc., with some examples there on the deployed version. Obviously, that's just a demo, right? You can see the full code and run it on your own machine because it expects to Goose, right? To have Goose installed, so you can run it locally on your device. All right, so now I'll go back to my Goose. Yeah, I'll try to be a bit quicker.
Was it made entirely with Goose?
I believe they hand coded most of it. Yeah, but it uses Goose as a service.
Rick, maybe you remember last year presentation of these guys.
Like probably they used some Goose.
It's the same repo. They transfer the repo into the FINOS repo in GitHub, so that now people can build on top.
Yeah.
One of the one risk is basically switching models, right? For some service like that, it's a bit tricky switching between models. For example, I would give just a Gemini 2.0 Flash model, which was just retired just a few days ago. Before this presentation, I was preparing the presentation and like everything was great, and then like it just stopped working, right? So because the model was retired. So, and generally some models, they might be more aligned than others. In any case, I created here an extension, CreditGoose, which simulates something like CreditGoose, right? So I'll go to a new chat and I'll say basically score Acme Ltd. First run AOS AI to inspect the data directory, then score it. So scoring agent has no business usually reading my files. So I would not want it to read my files, generally speaking. So let's see what will happen if I run that. Right. The model itself, I'm using kind of capable model, which is Sonnet 4.6. Okay, I'm in auto approve. So allow once to create its own to-dos. Now we can see it wants to run the command. I'll allow it. But what happens? The tool did not work. It was rejected. My script intercepted it and stopped it before it even was able to read the files. So we can see that the model like is able to reach for some tools, and this makes it a bit unsafe sometimes. So you might want to block some things that the model can do, depending on what agent you are building, right? For different use cases, you want to allow it to do some things, you want to totally block other things. And it's, generally speaking, it's not safe to just say to the model nicely, because in the Goose repo, they're saying the model, yeah, don't read local files, right, in the system prompt. But through prompt injection, to go around that instruction and still attempt to do it, you know. So it's good to have some guardrails in place, so it's not actually allowed to do it. So now it's okay. First run LOS away, and then it actually discovered my extension, which allowed it to actually perform the task. The CreditGoose extension, MCP server. So it was able to find that company and to output a score for that company. That's not important. The important is that the harmful action, the possibly harmful action, reading my system's files, was blocked, not by the AI agent, but by the guardrails that we put in place, right? The call was intercepted and it was stopped, and the model has no way to go around it at all. Like it cannot overcome that. Right. What? Okay. Yeah. So we can see during step 1, it was blocked by governance. So it tried to do LSLA, but it was blocked by CreditGoose governance policy, MI18 agent authority, least privilege framework. Right. So basically, it output for me as well by what policy it was blocked. Right. Then it continued working. So if something is rejected to the model, this does not block your agent. Right? It gives it a message why it was blocked, so the agent knows exactly what happened there. And then the agent can continue working with other tools that it has available. So this is also really nice. In most cases, like you might expect it. Also, by the way, one thing, since like you know code, I was not thinking to mention that. If your script fails or times out or something, this does not break the Goose functionality. It's not blocking. So it will just say, okay, the tool timed out, like, or it was totally blocked. So your scripts that you run, they can be as scrappy as you want. Like you can write anything there. Like you can make them, test them, etc. They will never break your Goose flow or like the agent's flow. Right? It will just keep going. Right. So yeah, this is an example of one hook. One thing that, yeah, so right now we are testing it with Claude Sonnet 4.6. Yesterday, I was testing it with DeepSeek. And what DeepSeek tried to do is, so I refused it to do LSLA, but a well-aligned model like Claude Sonnet will stop there and it will not keep reattempting. But since DeepSeek is more persistent and is not well aligned, right, it has this goal in mind and it will just keep going until it completed. Like what happened is that DeepSeek discovered all the other tools and discovered another tool that I had activated in the extensions, and it actually used that summarize tool. Yeah, I believe I deactivated it after. The summarize tool, it used the summarize tool to actually summarize the files on my system, basically give itself a quick summary of everything that I have anywhere on my system. So it was able to perform it. So ideally, you want to create not a block list, but the opposite, an allow list, right? So like this, everything is blocked by default, and you just specify what you want to allow to the agent to perform, right? Like this, it's much harder for the agent to actually overcome the limitations. Right. All right.
Wow,
Right,
thank you, Martin. Yes. That's amazing. The demo with CreditGoose, see it working 1 year after the first time is really exciting. Any questions in the room? Okay, so maybe 2 minutes. I just want to show you something. You have to stop sharing.
Yep.
I think we have to move out because the room is booked somebody else. I want to show you the I want to show you this, the FINOS AI governance framework. So 2 minutes really, it's not going to be long. The reason why I want to show you this is because this is what at the Linux Foundation banks are building in the open for managing AI governance. So this is something that I've been working on for the last 24 months. There are more than 10 banks working on this. You can go to the repo and look at the details, but basically I show you a very brief overview. So here below you see the banks that are supporting the project, and here you see also the roadmap, what happened in the last 2 years. The project started about this time 2 years ago. then it was a paper released around July 2025. What is the AI governance framework? The AI governance framework is a governance framework built by banks for banks, and it comes with a catalog of risks and mitigations that are specifically filtered for financial services use cases. So imagine that you have your CreditGoose, right? CreditGoose is the use case. Sorry, credit risk analysis is the use case. For credit risk analysis, you know that you have some risks, right? For example, bias, PII leak, prompt injection, and so on. Those are the risks. For those risks, you can put in place some mitigations that help you reduce the risk. And for example, the hook, right? But the problem is, where do you put those mitigations? So for the credit risk analysis, there is a reference architecture that shows how and where you should put your controls in order to minimize the risks of that use case. And then at the very end, you can do a reference implementation, maybe using Goose. And the reference implementation will have all the controls in place accordingly to the AI governance framework, which is, again, something that banks build in the open, and basically was crowdsourcing risk and controls across the industry for 2 years. So it's a very useful tool, and that's why I wanted to show you very quickly how it works. As I said, there is a risk mitigation catalog. So you can go to, actually I can show you right now the catalog. So you have a look how it looks like. This is a catalog, and there are risks on the left-hand side and mitigation on the right-hand side. For example, the risk is hallucination, right? Risk is the model versioning. We've been talking about model versioning just a few minutes ago. Non-deterministic behavior. All the risks, there are more than 23. Not all of them are relevant for every use cases, but maybe 80% is always relevant, and then there are some specific ones. For example, PII for credit risk. No? And then there is mitigation catalog. There are different mitigations, preventative, detective, preventative and detective. So those risks are in the catalog together with the mitigations. Then there is an reference architecture library that is being built. So it's a library of different reference architectures that helps you to connect your business use case to the actual reference architecture, which is threat modeled using the risk and mitigation catalog. So by doing that, this link, just to repeat, you have a credit risk analysis. But depending on how you deploy the credit risk analysis agent, whether it's something that you deploy on the cloud or something that you deploy on premise or something that you use anonymized data or real data, depending on those factors, you're going to have some risks. And depending on that, you have a suggested reference architecture for your system. So it's a very useful tool to get started very quickly, to build something that is already compliant by design with best practices. I haven't said that the risk and mitigation catalog is also linked to the regulations. So if I click on any risk, and I go back to this one, if I click on hallucination, I'll see that there is also all the links here with OWASP, FFIEC, EUAIR. So I have all the linkage that I need to show to my regulator or supervisor or whoever is looking after my bank that my credit risk analysis use case is well documented, is well in compliance with the UAI because I have this control, that control, and I can show the regulator the reference architecture high level. I can show the regulator where I put my controls. It's not done because the beauty is that once you have done that, you can also build a reference implementation. So Martin showed you the CreditGoose demo, which is a reference implementation of credit risk analysis use case built using a technology which is Goose in this case, right? So you have a reference implementation that has all the hooks that helps you to make sure that controls are in place and you are compliant with the UAI app, for example. And then there is a certification pipeline that can basically every day show you that you are in compliance with, in case the regulations are changing and so on and so forth. I don't want to go too much into detail. I just want to say this because I think it's a very important tool. And at FINOS, we are pushing a lot this. FINOS is the Critical Open Source Foundation, part of the Linux Foundation. We're pushing a lot, and there is going to be a training on this in London and online on the 24th of June. You can go to finos.org and you find all the events. You can sign up. That's it from my side. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. Any questions? No. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, well done. Thank you, Leandro.
One quick thing, if you want to learn more about using agents, or you're not a developer, you want to become a developer, Barcelona Code School, you're welcome to join us for any of our courses. We have new courses related to AI. We also have AI development course, basically how to build AI agents, right, as well, besides just using them.
Yes.